Welcome back, everybody, here to the International 2014. We go in to our final, possibly game of the day. Game number 2.
Don't say it so, Toby.
Sorry.
We have two more long games.
Well, I haven't had time to actually catch my heart back again. But we're going to go in again. DK have a 1-game advantage over Cloud9 after an epic game at number 1. But if Cloud9 can turn it around, we do go to a third final game decided to see who goes into the winner's bracket. To battle up against the teams who got the top 2 out of the group stage. It's a big thing to get as well, because you want to have that winner's bracket advantage, a potentially 2 best-of-3 win run to the grand final of the International, and a nice also guarantee for a high amount of prize money. But let's get into the game, Lumi.
I'm not sure whether Naga needs to be banned in the first phase. Although with that said, though, it's not like DK picked Naga on the first phase, so there is that.
And it's also like DK are limited to only having Naga. If they're going to pick up Naga, then just be ready to have a counter if you live through the first phase.
Or what is the counter? Because
more powerful split push.
Navi did a amazing on a push, an amazing push in the first 10 to 15 minutes, and they remove all other towers. Didn't work. Cloud9 went for massive late game farm. 4 cores, 3 hexes, 2 dooms. Doesn't work.
Yeah.
So
Wisp tiny, man. Wisp tiny.
I guess.
It's ultimate cleave from tower push. Wisp tiny. Wasn't even touched in the last game. Wisp wasn't even touched at all. Not banned, not picked. Let through completely.
I don't think Cloud9 actually has a Wisp tiny strat, because I haven't seen them ever play tiny.
I don't think Single or Envy, are they even fans of playing that hero?
Maybe not, but looks like
really?
Lycan is going to get
really? Fine. Bane as quickly as you can. Some level of control that can stop this guy from running around. Bane and Enigma. They need to stop this guy from moving. Well, that's a really hard thing to do. Then what do you want to do? You try and battle him for damage? I suppose you could always try and bring in something like a Razor and suck his damage out. It has been a very high preference hero, but my concern then would be the fact that DK could then just go into a full-ass push strat, and they get Lycan, and they have 4 other pushing heroes straight behind him, and they just take tower after tower after tower, and they back you up. Yes!
Cloud9 taking a page out of the mouse playbook, because that's exactly what they do to beat Lycan. You just really beat them in the lane. Now, with that said, though, we have seen teams kind of counter that strategy by going off lane Lycan. Yes, it's a thing. You just sit him in the off lane and get experience, and really, suddenly you have an axe pick that doesn't really do much. You also brought up the point where you could shut down the Lycan, the hero, by himself, with things like Enfeeble, things like Static Link from Razor. The problem with that is, well, sometimes he just doesn't care. He'll just summon walls, make you Necroblooks, and yeah, you could shut him down, but his minions will just be still destroying you and your team. So looks like we're gonna try to beat them in the lane strat.
I'm wondering exactly how much Cloud9 are gonna commit to this. Now, Mousebots, when they run this, they can run a Pycat mid-solo axe. And we find Lycan can go up against that, or they pick someone else to do that. The other thing they can do is creep skipping it out. And with the Tree and Protect, you can actually run a dual lane here. So if you grab someone like a Dazzle, who was fantastic up against the Lycan as well,
10 seconds remaining.
You're able to basically just pick him up, keep the axe alive on the offlane. You have the Tree and Protect armor up there as well. The problem you have is, he's another problem. But the problem you have is, if you have Tree and Protector on the safe lane, you got nothing up on the top to help you out. So he might have to come with the team as well.
Well, I think really what they want to do with this axe pick is predict, first of all, where Lycan is going.
Yeah.
Second of all, you just put him in a 1v1.
Remaining.
How are you supposed to predict exactly what DK are going to run this?
5 seconds.
You assume it's going to be burning on Lycan, but with an Ember Spirit also coming up, there's no reason why DK can't switch around their lanes. Ember's great and safe or mid.
You'll get more information as the draft winds down. So mid Lycan, axe could beat him 1v1. Off lane Lycan, axe could be 1v1. In a tri-lane Lycan, well, you just do a tri-lane of your own and you go aggressive, and you still beat the Lycan. The thing about axe is, he just dominates so hard in the early game that if you could win the lane and perhaps even get a kill or two on Lycan, then you have done your job. He needs a quick blink, he needs to start getting kills.
10 seconds remaining.
That, again, comes down to you predicting the lanes properly, which you brought up. How are you going to do? Well, we'll have to wait and see. There are some of the smartest minds of Dota in this particular lobby, right? So it's the mind games. It's the mind games.
And I let the games begin. The Mirana gets banned out, so unfortunately, Pilot I cannot play him again.
You know, fantasy point wise, he was the most MVP. You know, for at least for Cloud9.
Burning definitely topped the fantasy points during the last game, though. Yeah. Burning was by far. Like, we got like 16 points, 18 points during the last game. It was pretty high. Pretty high. Thailand's going to be banned out as well now by Cloud9. At the same time, just Mushi removing out the puck, so he's removing out the lanes which he can't be 100% certain about. While Cloud9, maybe they're worried about like the counter team fight controllers. Should they also be worried about Enigma in this game? Considering like, you got a Lycan, an Ember, like if you put an Enigma into this mix-up too, it's going to be difficult to deal with the split push, the potential ganking, and also the farm at the same time. And, well, okay, this is the reason why they're not going to ban it, because they ban Rubik and they pick up the Enigma. This actually protects the Enigma black hole. The Bane is still a possibility, or a VS, I don't know if they want to go down those lines, could try and protect up against the Enigma black hole. But either way, that's a lot of team fight control coming out from Cloud9.
Yeah, the danger with this draft so far is that your lanes could be a little bit weak. Because if Enigma starts in the jungle, you have a melee support. And Axe, well, if... You know, he beats 1v1 lanes, but he doesn't beat them if it's a range versus melee matchup, for example.
Well, what if you just got to survive? Okay, yeah, you already said basically Axe would win if he's in mid or off lane up against Lycan, but if you run an Axe off lane here for Cloud9, you give him the Tree of Protector armor while Tree is just pulling in the top lane so we can get quick levels. Enigma's in the jungle, farming up, so money. You can still probably even run like a safe lane Doombringer, which can help you lock down the Ember Spirit later on, and the Axe just survives in the off lane.
Right.
And then you get your Initiator controlling hero for the middle lane for Sing Sing.
I think what you talked about was the picture-perfect scenario for Cloud9.
Yeah.
Which may or may not occur, because, for example, DK could just say, you know what, we're going to go into your jungle level 1, ward down your jungle.
True.
Or we're going to have rotating supports and just kill Axe.
But the level 1 fight, I suppose, with Lycan, with Howl and Ember with Searing Chains, it could be really fast. Yeah, that could cause a lot of problems during the fight.
That's the other concern.
But then you have Leech Seed from Tree and Protector, so... and Axe potential spin rate as well, while they're all slowed up.
I think we'll get a better picture of how the lanes and I guess perhaps a level 1 fight as we see more of this draft. The other concern for Cloud9 right now is where's your early game damage coming from? I mean, Axe could spin once or twice in fights, and yeah, that's great and all, but Trian's not exactly known for his damage potential. Enigma is, you know, he's there for the lockdown, so that is a concern. Now, there's still 2 more picks for Cloud9, and they could easily remedy that, but they need a lot of control first of all for Ember Spirit. They need a lot more damage to supplement the way to kill Lycan. And honestly, I think this draft from DK is much, much scarier. I think Cloud9 needs to win the lane very hard, and we'll see if they can win it.
Yeah, clockwork from Cloud9, so that takes my theory out the window. This has to be an Axe in mid. Now the clock's there will be played by Bone 7. My theory's gone.
Yeah, clock for Bone 7, definitely one of his, I guess, most known hero, I want to say, like back in the days. Over the course of 2013, won a lot of games with Clockwork. Unfortunately, Clockwork has not been winning a lot of games lately, just in general.
I'm also wondering how Clockwork's meant to be successful in this game. Lycan Wolf's going to cause a large problem for him. Can't see him. He might always hook into them, so those Lycan Wolves are on top of him the entire game. Yep. He's going to have a real hard time actually latching himself in. And at the same time, the Wolves can also be assaulting him all the time. What's he meant to do, battery assault down the Wolves? It's, like, that's not going to be as effective because you're still there with the battery assault going up against these wonderful, like, magic-resisting Wolves.
Yeah, and it doesn't actually go back to the concerns I have addressed. Where is the damage?
Yeah, true. Like, it's kind of like going to be in the early engagement. It's just not there. It really isn't there. And it's not as though they can go into something like a Dro Ranger Visage lineup and go, hey, look at all this damage we've got, isn't it amazing? It just doesn't exist. And the Dazzle, which I was talking about for Cloud9, is actually picked up here by DK. So not only do they have mass survivability in the Lycan, they have a Dazzle that can protect Ember, Witch Doctor. There is a downside of this, however, Culling Blade does go through the shallow grave, so it won't protect them fully. But at the same time, the healing which is coming out from both Dazzle and Witch Doctor will allow for any aggro tri-lane that DK want to do. They can run Lycan bottom, they can run Ember mid, and they can put anyone they want to up on that top lane, or they can even put Lycan or Ember as part of that.
I almost want to say that DK right now just have too much raw health, especially with the regen of Witch Doctor and Dazzle to bring in, that if Cloud9 don't pick like the highest damaging dealer in the entire game, they just don't have what it takes to pierce through it. there was a Necrophos draft in this tournament, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was AG that ran it, correct me, yeah. So, like, imagine it's just like Witch Doctor heal, Bedazzle heal, Necrophos heal, and you just 5-man push. There's just no way that Cloud9 has enough damage.
I kind of...
Where is the damage?
It's in pickoffs. It's in pickoffs. But if they're going to really make this work, they need to get quick level 6s on Storm and Clockwork. And they need to make sure that Axe has a Blink Dagger very early on. If that's possible, and of course the Mech on Enigma, if all of this is possible, then Cloud9 have a lot of killing potential. And the Clock Storm Spirit like paired together, VG Gaming were the ones that made me respect it more than anything else. Undying. Yeah. Wow. What was your aggro tri lane? What was your aggro tri lane?
Oh, what a pickup for DK.
Undying slaughters you.
What a draft. Which, by the way, Undying also has an amazing heal that can heal up for almost 500 damage, or 500 health.
Yeah. So they got a huge amount of heal, they got so much potential to be aggressive. And here is like Axe who want to come in and spin. When you take away their strength, they got nothing left. It's the same for Tree and Protector. Clockwork's in the same boat. Imagine, okay, how are you supposed to even get a hook shot off with a mass army? I don't know how C9 are meant to win this. I can't believe I'm saying this on a draft, but I really don't know.
I'm with you, Cloud9 is severely outdrafted. Like, if they win this early game, let's pretend we never had this conversation.
Okay, well, we can do that in a moment because we'll welcome in the full strength.
Like, they have to win the early game.
Yeah, all right.
Or the game is over.
Is that how you want to introduce this to everyone who's tuning in over on the Twitch live stream? It's like, all right, let's get to this point. Welcome everybody here on the main live stream. You're joining us all here. We'll be streaming out and talking about this in Dota TV, like myself and Luminous.
Yes. Where Cloud9 has to win the early game.
After looking at the draft, we, in our expert's opinion, which I don't know if it agrees with the panel or not, but we're going to basically say, C9, if they don't win the first 5 minutes, it's over.
It's over.
It's just over.
It's all over.
There's nothing more to be done. But then again, maybe this could help him. Eternal Envy stands Night Watchman up on the cliff, and all of DK break out of the smoke.
Okay.
Lanham is pretty close, but he won't get there all the way.
But here's the thing, though. You go in there and you ward down in Nigma's camp. So where is he going to get that quick mech that you talked about? That's for Aoi to figure out, not us, right? That's not our job.
Aoi goes Radiant jungle. Actually, this could work. This could work. Bone 7 just like protects. We put wards up there. Like they'll see when DK comes down south. Yeah, and Aoi just stays inside the Radiant jungle, ignoring his strong. Actually, he kind of has to anyway, which is the worst thing you can say to poor Eternal Envy. Eternal Envy. He got the Storm Spirit, he gets to take a safe lane, nice thing for him, but at the same time, it's a safe lane Storm Spirit, which could easily get zoned out by an Undying. Now, the dual lanes, it looks like we're looking at a DK. They're going to run Ice is Undying on this top lane. Paladai is just beating him down with a fist, but it's going to be Lanham and Undying, a dual off lane. It's going to be MMY babysitting Burning on the bottom lane. So this might have been just in case the Axe ended up on the bottom lane. Now, Sing Sing gets to go one-on-one with Mushi in the mid, and that leaves basically our only lanes left with Aoi in the jungle, and that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, we've gone through everything.
Yeah, the most important thing to point out right now is that Cloud9 do not have any sentry wards, so the jungle is blocked for good. Aoi is not going to have a good time at all. So
did he go back? He actually went all the way back.
Yeah, I mean, he really can't jungle in the enemy side.
Then again, no, I think he's okay in his own side. Like, I've seen Fly use one camp and still be able to farm up level 3 within 4 minutes. So
yeah, but you don't pick the Enigma to you do that, right?
No,
you pick the Enigma to get that quick mech.
He's a real flash farmer.
Yeah,
that's what he's meant to be.
We'll see what kind of magic that Aoi could pull out. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Spawn 7, Clockwork versus a dual lane. Burning won't really do too much here in terms of killing, but Ice, top lane, first blood.
Yeah, there goes your tree, and he's going to go for more. He actually went for the tombstone up at level 2, kept the gate going, and Undying. It's a double kill for him. Lanham will be here as well. Pylai die, ready to fight it out. But he's back quickly. That's not a great thing up against Ice. Look, he's got 5 points of. He's almost at 1,000 life points, 1.5 minutes into this game, just because the amount of decay he's throwing out.
It's such an aggressive lane. Cass flies out from long range, and decay, I mean, she's going to harass you with decay for days.
Speaking of aggression, look at the middle lane. Sing is creep skipping this out. This is his way of battling up against an Ember Spirit. But this is so risky. One support coming in for the trio. The pings are coming out there from Dazzler going, do you want some help? Do you need some help? He's gonna be okay.
Yeah, I think Mushi and Sing will be fine. But here comes the courier. It's walking out here on the mid lane. That's not gonna get sniped because Axe is back. Yeah, so maybe that's what Sing was going for. Maybe even delay the courier a little bit.
Maybe it's also a way he knew he could get the farm.
Yes.
That was literally it.
Yeah. Again, to reiterate what Toby earlier said, they need to win the early game hard. And it doesn't look like they're doing it that hot, man. Starting out with 0-2
middle lane. We got movement coming in from Lanham. Now there's a couple of creeps here, and they're going to try and kill off Sing. Now there's Searing Chains and Flame Gun up at level 2 on both. At the same time, actually, maybe Ice is up a little bit too far. Where's their stunner? He's in the jungle.
He's actually so tanky.
Maleficus is their only stunner. Now Lanham, Invis Rune, he's looking at AoE 2000. He can actually just cause him a lot of problems by just cancelling the clarity the next one he uses.
Or steal his experience.
Yeah, or steal his experience. Or both. Why not both, man? Everyone have a taco.
Wow. I don't think he even now cleared through that camp anymore. Meanwhile, it looks like Dazzle was still by neutral. Meanwhile, Bull 7 though, he's kind of out there by himself. The wolf will get cleared out by the camps.
There's movement though coming over now from Mushi. He doesn't have any points in Sleight of Fist, so he can't move quickly over there. For Point 7, seeing the upside of this right now, Lanham got himself into the stack, and Bone 7 was the man trying to chase him down. He expended everything he had to try and get that kill.
Yeah. Well, Cloud9, all they're really in for the early laning stage is just experience and some slight bit of farm, because once level 6 comes, it really could change up, depending on Clockwork skanks. Yeah. It really will just come through from Clockwork, because when you run a safe lane Storm, especially a safe lane Storm that just gave up First Blood, you need to farm, and farm for a long time. We'll see if Envy's going to get the room.
And MMY, that sentry ward was right on the edge of getting rid of that observer which was blocking up his camp. Aui's into middle lane, smoked up, and Sing, he already starts off with the call. Unfortunately, Mushi went into a Sleight of Fist and actually dodged the call out from Sing.
What a player.
Now he goes for Searing Chains, and Sing, Living Armor's going to protect him. Support's on the way in, and it's coming in from AoE 2000. Malvis under Mushi, Sing, he doesn't have Culling Blade, but he goes for a secondary call here, and Mushi, he should die here. Bottom up, the Searing Chains off! Aui's going to go down the tower! MMY comes in, takes one, he's looking for a second. Sing up the hill, 49 life points, as it's actually popping up the south. He's away to safety right there.
Top lane here looks like Lamb is found. He's stuck in the trees, and that's not where you want to be, next to the big mat tree. Oh, he's actually healing quite a bit though. The cast.
No.
The
heal. The decay. Maleficus, Highlight Die almost got locked in by the Undead Army, and maybe he won't get himself away from this one. Decay off cooldown 3 seconds time, but Ice just fist bumping him down.
Even though it's a 1-for-1 trade, I call that a big victory for DK, because when you run an off lane and you trade evenly, man, that's exactly where you want to be. Ice almost level 6, and he has the arcane boots. Really, the early game, all you have to worry about on dying is mana, and he's found the solution already.
Yeah, and they're moving in deeper. Like 5 minutes in, you got arcane boots, you got stick charge as well. So if he can't be spamming out his static remnants, that will cause him more problems than good. And then you've also got Ice with another 500 gold up his sleeve. So there's so much to play around with. And this is the point where I wasn't quite sure about Bone 7. The Wolves are starting to get up in levels. They're actually up at level 3 now. Middle lane, Sing might be in a little bit of trouble. He's getting stung up here. He goes for the call to try and make sure it's basic attack damage. I'm not going to go into a Searing Chains. Searing Chains will still be able to latch, and Sing is dropping low. But he's going to get Living Armor up, and Paradise working overtime to keep this Axe mid lane working. But is it really? 28 for 1 up against a 31 for 4? He's not controlling Mushi, he's not getting kills.
Yeah, when Axe was spammed as the first counter pick to Lycan, they had to imagine laning against the Lycan. And going back to the Lycan, man, he's the lead farmer in this entire game. So I don't think the Axe pick has worked out. I don't think the lanes has worked out. So the question is, where's the recovery? How do you recover?
I don't know how, man.
I think you start by hitting hooks. One of the most powerful early game.
That's not just in this game, man.
No. That's the Clockwork.
Maleficus done right now. Ice goes to open form. Drops down the Tombstone as well. And he's battling up against the army of conversions. Look at the heal coming in as well.
Yep. Oh, there's that. Yeah, I do want to point out that Clockwork does have a 3 points into his battery assault.
Oh, Mushi. Right on Sing Sing. The Cole's already failed right now with the Poison Sting. He's looking for some extra damage. The support coming in from Bone 7, but instantly out from Spirit to Spirit. Mushi locked under the range of the tower. The Dazzle has been pushed back. He needs to get a Shallow Grave over here on Mushi. He's got one more Spirit he can throw and get himself out in the Bottle Charge. Maybe one Spirit out. Oh, no, the attack!
I'm surprised that actually he went in for that kill because I think the trade definitely favored Cloud9 by a huge amount. That gave level 6 to Clockwork, and that's really the beginning of the comeback for Cloud9. It's all up to Bone 7's shoulder. How broad is it? How much can he lift?
It's gonna be difficult, man. Burning is now getting life on this bottom lane. Is that the full flat? Yeah, he's bought the full Vladimir's offering on the bottom lane 7 minutes in. So the pressure towards his bottom tower, with just a restoration as well as Vlad's, can easily force out the tier 1. And Sing Sing's actually been switched now. Sing Sing's been switched down to the bottom lane. So he's in charge of defense up against DK on the bottom lane.
Looks like he's going to go Vanguard first as a method to actually perhaps reduce a lot of damage coming out from Lycan. And that's going to take away their offensive capability, though. You talked about an early blink to actually set up ganks and kills.
Yep.
They're looking really over to Bone 7 again.
They have no choice right now, though.
Yeah.
If they need to put him on this bottom lane, and they need to have him being the one to deal with the walls. Clockwork can't do it, because he battery assaults and does nothing to them. The Sing Sing spin, that works.
Yep.
However, up against the entire line of DK, that's a little bit harder for just one axe.
I think it's actually safer just to go for a tower trade if you're Cloud9 instead of trying to hook in and defend. And it seems to be that's the conclusion that they have came on to as well. Tower's going to get glyphed, and it's going to get destroyed quite quickly.
Mushi's here for the kill. Bone 7 and Sing Sing both going to get caught out. Searing Chain only on Sing Sing, however, and Bone 7 realizes there is nothing he can do. Cogs won't help him out. Ice goes to the ultimate form, and he's still got the 3 levels up in Tombstone. They've taken tier 1 tower and will just force it. Burning in his ultimate form, they fortify their instructions because that's where Aoi, Envy, and Pilot Eye are trying to force. It's the tier 1 tower on the top lane. MMY rotates over so the heals are real. And Bone 7 can't do much. You can try and hookshot him, but then he mass DPs. Top tier 1 tower is gone. But I think they're accepting the trade here. Slider Fist is on cooldown for 2 more seconds, so Mushi's going to go for Bone 7. He's actually in TP top lane, so they want to keep the a better controller here. There's still a Spirit on bottom lane if action does break out. So DK can still fight as 5.
Oh, and here comes Envy.
Why is it still that close?
He needs to get out. I think he really just needs to stay up top.
This damage does literally nothing.
That was a burn.
Because the Flame Guard is just doesn't care.
Yeah. Well.
Then again, Envy doesn't really hit that hard either.
Flame Guard only blocks magical, so...
True, yeah.
He was just doing a little bit of harass. Well, I mean, Cloud9 is, I think sitting ducks would be a little bit too strong of a word, but they need to actually fight back. Because right now they're just on the floor taking it from DK. Yeah. Might come from the mid lane here. Here comes another tier 1 tower push. The problem with this lineup is it's so hard to actually for Cloud9 to go in and fight. Because you're fighting into a tombstone, and the massive healing coming out from Witchstalker and Dazzle. And if there's no fight, yeah, they'll just roll over your towers.
And you think like Sing Sing's meant to go in there and tank up against that, but he's having his strength basically drained away from him. And not to mention everything else DK is throwing his way. Like spinning like just even 2-3 times during this fight might be lucky for him. And Mushi is waiting for a Slider Fist just to Searing Chain him up behind the tower. Just while the creep wave's there too. The Rockets are scanning out for Clockwork. Eternal Levy with the DD room, which you grabbed from Top River, is now forcing the tier 2 tower out. Weave actually went over on Mushi, so there's a nice little buff up coming from the DK lineup. So Ember Spirit's getting tankier and tankier, while Sing Sing's actually getting weaker and weaker. More support's coming in from the side. It's Bone 7. He's going to try and hook in through the rear here, and Sing Sing, well, I tell you, try and blink him, but with Vanguard, he can't really do it. So they let the tier 2 tower go. Envy is also coming up through the river. They're going to try and catch out DK right now. Any kind of stragglers, Pilot Eye still here, and DK, they're staying as a good squad. Mushi moves down, still there's no vision. Now the Clockwork, hook shots in, going to push Burning out to the side. Lana with the main banner was brought down, but the Celebrate will protect him. Sing Sing got a nice call off, but again, he's in the middle of an entire lineup of DK that's already pretty damn fat. And one of them being a fight Lycan.
This is Rax. There's Mech already finished.
Oh,
the Death Ward coming at Envy. Envy's gonna jump back out, but the Wolves, he never stops. He's going for the kill. There's the healing ward. The chain's gonna come through. Envy's gonna go down. I think. No, he's gonna walk out of there. Here comes Ice. And that's enough. The heals right there. And looks like this is gonna be a runaway game. There's just no way to stop this push.
This is true.
What is the D push?
This is almost true. There is none. Midnight Pulse is in.
GG!
11 minutes and 14 seconds. The GG call comes out. from Cloud9 here in game number 2. Game number 1 made its run to Marathon. Game number 2 was over before it started. He was good.
The draft wasn't good. The draft was quite bad, if I have to say.
There was definitely some serious faults coming out of it, but Cloud9, they tried to roll the dice, they tried to play an axe lineup, and the level 6s never arrived. And DK, it was a perfect play. The Undying pickup from them really just pushed their advantage so early on. So early on. I'm just a big fan of the draft.